Hi everyone. Today's topic will be brand positioning and the competitor insight. This is a very important that almost company will do before they launch a campaign and launch a product. So to have understand how important, let's dig deeper into the today presentation. First we have to understand what is the brand positioning. The brand positioning is defined as the act of designing a company offering image to occupy a distinctive place in the minds of the target market. The picture here will show you how a brand can define the winning space. The winning space must be unique to the competitors and motivating consumer and ownable for the brand. A successful case study of brand positioning that will be the Starbucks Coffee. Starbucks Coffee positioning themselves based on two category. The first one is convenient. You can find a Starbucks on nearly every corner, and the second one they focus on the experience, creating a warm and inviting atmosphere in their store. And one result of a positioning is successful creation a customer focused value proposition. It means that a simple statement that clearly communicates the product or the service benefit the brand promise to deliver to their customer. A compelling value proposition should meet three criteria. First, it should be specific. What are the specific benefits your target customer will receive? The second, it should focus on the pain of the consumer. How will your product fit the customer problem or improving their life? And the last one, it should be exclusive. How is it called desirable and exclusive? How well does it highlight your competitive advantage and set you apart from the competitors? And the next part will share by Vành will help us to understand how a brand can positioning their brand.
So now we'll talk about how to develop a positioning. In order to develop an effective positioning, there are three important steps need to be taken, and I will go one by one of them. First of all is the competitive frame of references. This is to define which are the brands that a brand competes with and which should be the focus of the competitive analysis. So first of all, we need to identify the competitors. They can be direct competitors who are making and selling the same product as us, or indirect competitors who are not making the same product, but they satisfy the same customer need in the industry. And after identifying potential competitors, we analyzing their strengths and weaknesses. What are they doing to their product and to their marketing strategy, and why do they do it? There are three important variables for marketers to monitor. The first is the share of the market, is the competitor share of target market. The share of mind is the percentage of customers who name the competitor. In responding to the statement, name the first company that comes to your mind in this industry. And the third is the share part, is the percentage of customers who name the competitors in the statement. Name the company from which you would prefer to buy the product. And next, we identify the potential points of difference and points of parity. Points of difference are attributes or benefits that consumers strongly associate with a brand, positively evaluate, or believe that they could not find to the same extent with a competitive brand. There are three criteria that determine whether a brand association can truly function at a point of difference. First is the desirable to consumers. So consumer must see the brand association as personally relevant to them. And second is the deliverable by the company. The company must have the resources and commitment to feasibly and profitably create and maintain the brand association in the minds of consumers. So the ideal brand association is preemptive, defensible, and difficult to attack. And lastly, the differentiability is that consumer must see the brand association as distinctive and superior to others competitors. Next is The points of parity, they are attribute or benefit association that are not necessarily unique to the brand, but maybe in fact be shared with other brands. There are three basic form of the types of association. First is the category POPs, are the attributes or benefits that consumer view as essential to a legitimate and credible offering within a certain category, although they are not necessarily sufficient condition for brand choice. These category POPs may change over time due to the technological advances, legal development, or consumer trends. Next is the correlational POPs, which are potentially negative associations that arise from the existence of positive associations for the brand. And lastly is the competitive points of parity. They are associations designed to overcome perceived weaknesses of the brand in light of the competitors' points of difference. And to further focus brand positioning and guide the way their marketers help consumers think about the brands, firms can define a brand mantras. So brand mantras is a 3 to 5 word articulation of the brand's heart and soul. So it must be economically communicate what the brand is and what it is not. Brand mantra can help communicate the idea between the brand. It simplifies the message of the brand, clarifies the positioning of the brand, and inspire people to create an emotional connection with it.
So today I'm gonna tell you about some alternative approaches to positioning a brand. So in recent years, some marketers have proposed the art and less structure approaches that offer some evocative ideas on how to positioning a brand, which including narratives, brandings, and cultural brandings. So first we will talk about the narrative branding. Narrative brandings we will positioning a brand as telling a narrative or a story. Randall Ringer and Michael Singleton has seen the narrative brandings as a based on a deep metaphors that connect to people, memories, associations, and story. So they identified it based on 5 elements. The first is the brand stories in terms of words and metaphors, and the consumer journeys. Second is about the consumer journeys or the ways consumer engage with the brand over the time, and the touch points that where they come into contact with it. The third is about the visual language or the expressions of the brands, and the fourth is the manner in which the narrative is expressed, experientially, or the brand engaged with the sense. And the final one is the role the brand plays in the lives of the consumers. So I will take you through the example of the narrative brandings. We will take Airbnb as the example. So Airbnb is the marketplace where customer can find a place or the accommodations to live or to stay in a short term. So the Airbnbs, which that kinds of products itself won't telling a story about, but their audience they want to hear a story about the experience of staying somewhere new. They don't want to hear about the technology in the future that haven't found a place to stay, but they want the stories about the experience. And they want to know about homes, the country, and the experience that the brands can make. So Airbnb found that no one can tell those stories better than the host and the traveler. So they have their own websites which has the sections dedicated to giving the audience an inside look at the lives of their hosts across the world. And this help prospective hosts and travelers feel more connected to the people who run the properties. They will be staying in the future if they choose this. Moreover, on the Airbnb's YouTube channel, which over 250,000 subscribers, they can see what Airbnb is like in different countries and learn from the super hard and yes, some useful guest tips. Now I'm gonna tell you about the cultural brandings. The cultural brandings is a kind of storytelling method which used not only to get the customer connected with the companies on a deeper level, but to build a better understanding of the brand's purpose. Like through the cultural branding efforts, the company can align itself with a specific groups of people and values. This also helps attracting potential consumer and staff members who want to support the company efforts. We can take the Spotify as the example. The Spotify's company's regular mix itself stand out for cultural branding's effort targets, especially in customer. Like Spotify allow consumers to see their playlist for the years at the end of each year to learn more about their music habits and have the consumer connect them with other listeners in their community. Moreover, Spotify also take the range of other steps to improve the cultural brandings by frequently shows cases employees to help its team member feel special while demonstrating to customer what's going on behind the curtain of the brands.
So next we will come to the comparative strategy for the market leader part. It's very difficult to achieve a leadership position in the market. Like the competitive businesses would challenge your company's strengths, and if they try to advance of your weaknesses, if new and current businesses are following the latest trend, then it would weaken your leadership position in the market. Businesses and companies use various strategies to maintain their position in the market. Today, we will discuss the competitive market leader strategy with example in detail. So when it comes to defending and retaining the market leadership position, companies usually follow three strategies. First, that is to expand the total market size. Second, they defend the market share. And next, expand the market share. So about the first step is to expand the total market size or the total industry. The expansions of the total market share release the attention of leaders, and the market expansion allows them to gain the maximum profit. So when we talk about the total market expansions, that it happens in three ways, like creating new user, discovering new user, and more user to sell your products and service. So about creating new user, there are some products in the market that people need to buy nor are aware of it. It shouldn't be surprising because they are either couldn't afford it or were unaware of the product's existence, and some find the product not suited to the need and requirements. So it means that every product that have a potential for growth in a certain market. Usually, market leader expand the size of the market by following the strategy with example. With the example, like the market expansion strategies is when you're targeting the need of the existing market with the current products, and you can use many approaches for this strategy. For instance, like marketing managers plan to increase the total number of customers because some of the customers in the existing aren't buying your products. So you do it by promoting your existing products or service. So another way to create new user by the new market. A new market strategy is when you find a new market to sell your current products and service. The market might go out with the expectation that it will find a new user for their product. And last, it is about the geographical expansion strategies that are here the manager expand their market into the new geographical region in order to find new customers and sell their products or service. For example, like a company like a brand of cream is expanding its market by entering the southern market, especially Ho Chi Minh market, beside the northern market or like in Hanoi. So another way to expand in total market size is to create new use. Like the manager try to discover the new uses and application of the existing products in order to expand the market in their products and services. Like for instance, for like Vietnamese people use like sticky rice for the breakfast. So now the manufacturers are promoting the use of sticky rice at other times like for lunch and evening. So if you want to find out the new use of product, then you have to conduct surveys and interview people and ask them how they're using the product. So next, another strategies in the expanded total markets is to create more users. Like the consumer or the customers could amplify the consumption of your product and service if you start a promotional campaign. Like many studies have shown that every market have a small percentage of heavy user, and they consume most of the products, and it attracts the attention of the consumer. So you can like increase the consumption of drinks and beverage if you offer some discount and offer or gift for them. So go to the second step in the market leader strategy, that is defend the market share. In defend the market share, where the market leaders expand the total size of their total market, then they have to defend their business from the competitors' attack. For example, Coca-Cola had to defend and guard its market consistently from Pepsi, or likewise, in Vietnam, we have a case study about the Milo and Ovaltine, or the Honda and Hero have to put the guards and defend their market side from TVS or Suzuki or Yamaha. For example, so to defend market share strategy, the business should maintain the production cost low and the retail price should be relevant to the value of the product that's the customer perceive it. So some of the main 6 types of the defending market share strategies are as follows. First, that is the position defense. In the position defense strategy, manager decide to strengthen its position in one or more markets that the company is targeting currently. So the company focuses on the single market and offer the product in order to meet the needs of the market. So it allows the company to become a big fish in a small pond, and then in the single market, the company follow the differentiation, cost, and leadership strategies. So the manager always question himself why customer prefer his products over the competitors in the strategy. So if he doesn't receive a solid answer, the success of the product would be just in jeopardy. And in short, the company takes every possible step in order to secure its market position. Come to the flank defense. The flank defense strategy means that the company should take precautionary measures, not only to protect its current demand, but it also is the weaker areas. Though measure accept the basic to use against competitors. However, the flank defense is a serious strategy, and the company shouldn't take it lightly. If you are developing a flank defense strategy, then you should focus on the short-term goals. Then they would help to face immediate attack of competitors. Come to the preemptive defense. The preemptive defense strategy is similar to the quote that prevention is much better than cure. Here you start attacking the competitors before they could get a chance to attack you. However, there are two ways to, however, it's allow you to further strengthen your company position in the market. So there are two ways to start a preemptive defense strategy. First is a shotgun attack. It's when you randomly attack the competitors, and instead of attacking any one of them, the goal is to spread fear among them so that they don't take any step further. So the second is pervasive distribution. That is when you cover a big portion of the market attack and the competitors in terms of losing pricing. So when you follow a set attacking strategy, that it could help the competitor to defending their market position, so they won't have time to come up with an offensive strategy to attack you. So it keeps the motivation level of the employee up and then remain active. The other goal of the preemptive strategy is to create the psychology pressure on competitors and keep them weak. Usually, the market leader have a strong financial position, so they create circumstances where an attack on the leader becomes very costly for them. So if they attack them, then they would destroy themselves. Next. On the counter offensive strategies, is attacking your enemy when he attack you. This is when competitor attack the market leader, then he attack back in order to protect his position in the market. The attack could be the form of invasion of territory, improving quality of the products or the price cut, or it leaves very few options for the market leaders. So when you go into on the direct counter attack, the attack all side or a certain corner of the competitors, the market leader counter attack when his market share increase your party. However, when no one attacks the market leader, then he waits for the right moment to launch the attack on competitors. So the market leader usually have a strong economic or political position. When the leader is under attack, he would lower the price of the vulnerable product to a great extent. It would put the attacker in a great financial jeopardy, and the leader would spread rumors about the competitor products and to promise its products at a advanced and updated. Another strategy to defend, that is the mobile defense. In the mobile defense strategy, the leader defend their market territory and expand their business into a new area. Such type of expansion assists you to attack and defend against the potential attack of competitors. However, the newly expanded territories act as a foundation for future offensive attacks against competitors, and you can launch the mobile defense strategy for market diversification and the market broadening. So speak of market broadening strategy, the company find out the generic needs of the customers and try to satisfy them with broader offer. Like for example, the telephone manufacturing company produce the other products that should assist the telephonic communication. It is so important to keep it in mind that the broadening could put the company into jeopardy in the future. So the last is the contraction defense. When a company finds it difficult to hold the bigger market in the long term, then it's follow the contraction strategy. It means that the company created a list of its weaker areas and then withdrawing from those weak markets. However, it's mobilized and focused on a strong area and follows an aggressive strategy in those areas. The market contraction doesn't mean that abandonment. Yep. So that is about the defend the market share. So then in the final part, we will come to the expand the market share. So the market share is a very good measurement instrument for management. So it comprises of estimating the company's share and the total industry sale of the products and service. In simple words, we can say market share is the company's share plus industry sale. So after finding out the total market share, you can contract with yours in order to measure your performance. So whether you should increase the company's shares or increase the profitability. However, you can increase the market share of a company by following a good marketing strategy. It's come to choosing the strategy for business. Then it depends on the following factors: study the cost of implementing markets, activity and marketing mix, strengths and weaknesses of your company, structural costs relevant to the product and the engineering cost, the country economic situation like inflammation or something like that, the profitability of the product, the market size and the growth rate, the company's track record, and the product quality. So that is all the factors that we should take into consideration when we expand the market share. So in the figure, in the table, we will take a summaries on the market leader strategy on each step of the market leader in strategy that the marketers should bear in mind. Thank you.
So the last part would be the competitive analysis. So we have found out the 3 tools to analyze the competitor. The first one is the competitor landscape. Competitive landscape analysis is an ongoing process of identifying, researching, evaluating competitors in order to glean insight to inform your business strategy. Is a way to evaluate competitors' strengths and weaknesses today and also observe how they have evolved. Here is an example of the HP personal competitor landscape analysis. We divided into the direct competitors and indirect competitor in 3 categories. And the first one is current, the second one is probable, and the last one is potential. Look at the table, we can know that the current direct competitors of HP personal computer is Dell, IBM, Sony, and Apple, and so on. We can look at the table and analyze all of them. The second tool is the substitute threat assessment. In the substitute threat assessment, first of all, we need to start with identifying the customer group to analyze. Then you answer the questions about your product, function, and benefit, and think of what are the other ways to fulfill the same function or obtain the same benefit. That's a example of substitute threat assessment. This is the substitute for the fastest overnight delivery. And the last tool, which will be the substitutability analysis. In the substitutes, by using empirical approach. Using the empirical approach, you identify the competition based on what the consumer choose or what they perceive, and we insist on using the contest. The top of mind of each answer will score 10 points and decrease according to the order mentioned. Here is an example. For example, when asking the customer one about their option, they choose DHL, which means that the DHL will score 10, and it will decrease when it's mentioned later, and phone I mentioned at the last, so it will score 2. So that's all for the presentation today, and thank you so much for spending time watching our presentation. Thank you.